Morning, y'all. Rick, Fairless, Strokers Dallas, Strokers Ice House, Punchwally Garage and Fearless Services. Good morning. How you doing? You all right? Today is, hold on. Yeah, it's Tuesday, December the 5th, 2023, year of our Lord. In my life, the 365 Project, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine, push them back, way back, takes us back to 1979. So in 1979, in Dallas, Texas, the Harley shop that was here on Harry Hines was owned by a man by the name of Lee Wood. Lee Wood was a cool cat that owned the Harley shop, and he worked hard and he partied hard. And when you went into the Harley shop, Lee Wood was there, and I remember he called everybody partner. Hey down there, partner. Come on in there, partner. Hey, partner, you see this bike over here? Sit on that there, partner. Woo, you look good. You know, he was one of a kind. He was the man. Lee Wood was the man. And I remember when I would go into the Harley shop, which is only a few miles down the street from where I am now, Lee Wood had an employee named David Bradshaw, and David Bradshaw was the guy that, you know, if you needed parts or you needed some help in service, David Bradshaw was the guy that took care of you. You know, David Bradshaw dealt with all the customers, and David Bradshaw knew me well. And Lee Wood knew me by sight, but he didn't know my name. I was just, a kid that was coming into the Harley shop. And my wife and I had gone to New Orleans on our honeymoon in 1979, and I remember we came back and I said, I need to run to the Harley shop to get a couple of things. You want to go? She said, no, you go, I'll be here. Okay. Went up to the Harley shop, and I walked in the Harley shop. Lee Wood was there as always. He said, how you doing there, Rick? My chest puffed out, my head got big, and I said, hi, Mr. Wood. I got whatever I needed, and I went home, and I was so proud. I told my wife, oh my God, Lee Wood knows my name. Lee Wood called me Rick. He called me by my name. I was so proud, and I will never forget how I felt, because Lee Wood remembered who I am and called me by my name. That was a proud moment for me. Later on, years later, Lee Wood sold the shop and retired. And he used to come up here and he'd hang out and he'd look at the motorcycles and we'd talk about old times. And I'd always remind him, how he made some kids, I started to say day, but how he made my year by remembering my name. Lee Wood was a good man. All right, let's check that truck. Check that truck, you big... Woo! Hey, what you got going on there? Ooh, we got a lot going on here. Look here. So you got white with black polka dots. You got blue vent hose, blue eyelets. You've got leopard on that side. Black toe, black sew, double red racing stripe, bright red shoestrings, one eye down, double knotted for safety. And look at the tongue. The tongue is stars. Those are some very interesting shoes, my friend. How'd you come up with those, Rick? Well, what I did was I let my mind run wild on that custom program. You shouldn't let your mind run wild, Rick. You don't know where you're going to wind up. That's true. That's true. Dad joke. You know, I have a lot of growing up to do, and I realized that the other day up in my treehouse. Slang, heater. Heater means a gun, because, you know, if you shoot a gun, it gets warm. It's like a heater. You remember, I would like you listeners to send me an email to Rick at strokersdallas.com. And the story is your story. I want you to tell me who you are, where you're from. Do you listen on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok? And then tell me your story. Tell me about you, and I will give you a shout out. Okay, so that's one of my regular things is I'd like to give a shout out every day. Motivational minute. Get off the couch, a motivational minute. Nobody's opinion defines you. You have the pen. You have the paper. Write your own story. Again, nobody's opinion defines you. You have the pen. You have the paper. You write your story. What does that mean, Rick Fairless? That means I don't give a hoot what other people think about me. I don't care. I walk into a nice restaurant and I'm dressed like this and I look like this. And I know people think, look at that vagabond. Look at that ne'er-do-well. I don't care. I have the pen. I have the paper. I'm writing my own story. You can too. Write your own story. Don't let what other people think bother you. Shout out today goes to Cliff Sharon. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, Cliff and his wife lost their 29-year-old son, Hunter, a couple of weeks ago. I can't fathom losing a child. So, I'd like to send some prayers out to Cliff and his wife. I can't imagine the pain that you and your family are going through. And you have my prayers, and I'm sure you have the prayers of everybody that watches our show. Cliff listens to me on Instagram, and it's on his bucket list to come visit us. I'd love for you to come visit us. I'd love to give you a hug. Okay, Strokers Dallas merch. Prayers to Cliff. Strokers Dallas merch, merch.com. We'd appreciate it if you did some of your Christmas shopping with us. We're a family business. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this. So, in the town of Liverpool, where the Beatles were from, they made, you know how you cut those hedges or bushes? They cut them into the shape of all four Beatles. And they had them on display in Liverpool. So, Ringo Starr did an interview, and they asked him what he missed about, you know, where he grew up. And he said he didn't miss nothing about where he grew up. Didn't miss nothing about Liverpool. The next day, they found the over there where the hedges were cut, you know, in the shape of the Beatles, and Ringo's on the drums. So they cut his head off. Somebody gave him a trim, a little close trim there. Today is Tuesday. If you haven't been here, I promise you it's a cool place to visit. There's lots of cool things to do in Dallas-Fort Worth, and I'd love to meet you. All right. Rick Fairless, Strokers Dallas. Kind of cool today. I might need a heater. Prayers to Cliff and his family. Love you. Bye.